Hey everybody and welcome. Today is going to be part 1 of 3, all about Victorian crocheted slippers. And this is going to be a, excuse me, this is going to be a crochet-along series. So in this video I'm just going to talk really quickly about the materials I'm going to be using, and that'll give you some time if you want to crochet along as I post the next 2 videos. You'll have time to get your supplies ready so you can do it too. So first off, I want to talk about the patterns. I'm going to be using basically 3 patterns. They're, which you can see the images right here. They're basically all constructed the same way. There's just a little bit of slight variation between them, mainly how some of the increase is done and the stripe pattern, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise they're basically the same. So I'm drawing from all 3 of these patterns as I'm going to be working on my own slippers and showing you how to make yours. I am going to be using, for my yarn, I have Knit Picks. This is Palette. This is the old the old style label. They've recently redesigned it, but it's the same thing. This is a fingering weight, what is it? Peruvian Highland wool. I really like Knit Picks. They're my go-to for yarn for for the most part. And Palette is great because, as the name implies, there are a lot of different colors and shades to pick from, which is fantastic. So I am going to be doing striped slippers, although I haven't decided 100% which colors I'm going to use because I've got a bit of a stash of Palette yarn. So I'm going to be using 2 colors for my slippers. You don't have to use 2 if you don't want to. You can make them solid. And I'm also going to be using a, where am I going? A 2.75 millimeter hook. This one is, oops, I don't know how well this is going to show on video. This is, if you're looking in a store, this is with the steel or thread hooks. This would be called a size US 1. If you're looking at yarn hooks, which come in every material under the sun, metal, wood, plastic, you name it, there's probably a hook made out of it. It would be a US C or a US size 2, because why not be confusing and have technically 4 different sizes for one needle or one hook. So as I said, 2.75 millimeter. You might find as you're crocheting that it makes slightly too loose or too tight of a fabric for you. That's, you know, just checking your own personal gauge before you start. It really depends on how you crochet. I tend to crochet a little tight, I think, so a bigger hook is better for me. But if you tend to crochet loose, you might want a smaller hook to get a slightly tighter fabric. So the yarn and the crochet hook are all we need for the upper of the slipper. The patterns vary as to how the slippers are then finished. Some include lining, some don't. They do all include a sole. Some mention, if they mention what to do to finish it at all, because Victorian patterns, sometimes they're a little light on directions, let's be honest. What I'm going to be using for my own personal pair is going to be some leather, which I have in my stash. This is a 4 or 5 ounce vegetable tanned leather. It's just a plain, it's not dyed or anything. It's fairly stiff, it's not super thick. I will probably double it up for the slippers just to give it a little bit of extra support. If you're not comfortable using leather, working with leather or anything, you can also use things like, I would hesitate to use like a pleather, but some of the upholstery weight fake leathers might work for this. You just want to be careful that you get one where the coating on the outside side of the pleather won't peel, because you definitely don't want the shoes of your slippers peeling. If they are going to be strictly indoor, not going outside on the porch, anything at all, you can also use something as simple as felt. I would probably still double up on felt just just to make them a little more sturdy. But there are some options for that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that part of the construction as well. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to post the first video for this, which will be crocheting the upper, and I will post that in 2 weeks on November 24th, and then I will post the second video, which will be assembling the slipper and adding the sole 2 weeks after that. These videos will of course stay up after they're posted, so that you can go back and revisit them, but that's going to be the schedule for this. If you do decide to participate, please let me know. Send me pictures while you're working on stuff as we get to that point, and I will be super excited to see what everyone else is coming up with. You can find me on my Instagram, which is at miss.philomena, or you can also comment here, although I don't think you can put pictures in YouTube comments. So if you want to send me pictures, hit me up on Instagram. And I think that'll do it. I really hope to see you guys crocheting along with me in a couple of weeks, and I hope you have fun making your slippers. So I will see you next week with a different video, and in 2 weeks we will start working on our slippers. See you soon. Bye.